Okay, go ahead and read.
The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him.
See what the Lord said? He said, the angel of the Lord, they encamp him around about those that fear him. You know, the Lord got angels around about those that fear him. Go ahead and read on.
And delivereth them.
And he even delivered them. You finished that verse?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's go to 2 Kings chapter 6. And we'll begin reading at verse 8. 2 Kings 6, and we're going to pick it up at verse 8. That means exactly what it said. You know, the angel of the Lord, they encamp about those that fear him. Fear him, that means, you know, those that are obedient unto him. Lord have his angels around them. Let's start reading at 2 Kings chapter 6, and we'll begin at verse 8. 6 and 8. 6 and 8. That have not changed, people. Lord still got his angels about those that fear him.
Yes, sir. Amen.
Make no mistake about it. 2 Kings chapter 6 and verse 8. You fear the Lord, he'll deliver you. Chapter 6, verse 8. Go ahead and read.
Then the king of Syria warred against Israel, and took counsel with his servants, saying, in such and such a place shall be my camp. And the man of God sent unto the king of Israel, saying, beware that thou pass not such a place, for thither the Syrians are come down.
See what it said, the king of Syria, you know, he warred against Israel. And he took counsel with his servants, and it said, you know, in such a place shall be my camp. You know, this is what he told him, you know, his servant, you know, this is where we going to camp at, right here. We going to set up an ambush right here. But then the man of God, he sent and told me, and he sent and said to the king of Israel, beware, because the king of Syria, you know, he is in this place. So don't go that way. Go ahead and read on.
And the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of God told him and warned him of, and saved himself there, not once nor twice. Therefore the heart...
So see what the king of Israel did? He sent to the place which the man of God had told him of, and warned him of, and saved himself twice. Go ahead and read.
Therefore the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing. And he called his servants and said unto them, will you not show me which of us is for the king of Israel?
So now this man figuring, you know, this man, something got to be, I got to have somebody in my camp that is telling the king of Israel what's going on here. Because how else would he know?
Yes, sir.
But nevertheless, the Lord done revealed the thing to the man of God, and that ain't all he done revealed to the man of God. Go ahead and read on.
And one of his servants said, none, my lord, O king.
See, one of his servants said, none of us said nothing, O Lord, my king. Go ahead and read on.
But Elisha, the prophet that is in Israel, telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber.
See what it say, Elisha? You know, the Lord had even revealed to Elisha even the thing that the king is saying in his bedchamber. But that ain't all he has shown Elisha. Go ahead and read on.
And he said, go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, behold, he is in Dothan.
Go ahead and read.
Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host. And they came by night and compassed the city about.
So now here the king of Syria, he done went and surrounded Elisha and the city around about. He got horses and chariots, and they got him, you know, in a siege, in other words.
Sir.
Go ahead and read up.
And when the servant of the man of God was risen early and gone forth, behold, and hosts compassed the city both with horses and chariots.
So now here the servant of the man of God, you know, he done rose up early, and he look around and he see all these horses and chariots of the Syrians surrounding them. So now he was afraid. But look what the man of God said. Go ahead, read on.
And his servant said unto him, alas, my master, how shall we do?
And his servant said, alas, my master, what shall we do, in other words? Go ahead, read.
And he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
Now here the servant is, he don't see nobody. All he sees is the Syrians around him, and he probably wondering, what is Elisha talking about here? You know, they that be with us is more than they that be with them. And the only thing he's looking at is Syrians around him.
Sir.
But the Lord had his army encamped around him. And who was his army? It was the angels. Go ahead and read on.
And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see.
Now, and Elisha prayed, said, Lord, open this young man's eyes that he might see, and show him that there are more that be with us than there is that be with them. Go ahead, read on.
And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw.
Go ahead.
And behold, the mountain was full of the horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha.
Now I'm going to show you who these horses and chariots of fire was. Let's go to Psalms chapter 68, and we're going to read just one verse, and that is verse 17. Psalm 68, and we're going to pick it up at verse 17. Because the angel of the Lord, they always encamp around those that fear him. Make no mistake about it. Psalm 68, and we'll begin reading at verse 17. 68 and 17. 68 and 17. Okay? Show you who these horses of fire and chariots were. 68 and 17. Go ahead and read.
The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels.
See what I said? The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. That is who these chariots of fire was that was around Elisha when he said, they that be with us is more than they that be with them. And the young man, all he sees is Syrian. But he said, I pray, open this young man's eyes that he might see. Lord had his angels encamped around those that feared him. Go ahead and finish that verse.
The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place.
He said, even the Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. The Lord always got his angels around his servants. Let's go and look at another thing here. Let's go this time to Acts chapter 12. And we'll begin reading at verse 1. Acts 12, and we'll pick it up at verse 1. 12 and 1. Acts 12 and 1. Lord got his angels that always take care of his servants. 12 and 1. 12 and 1. Some of you probably been delivered by the hand of an angel. You just didn't know it. 12 and 1. Okay, go ahead and read.
Now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church.
Now he said about that time, Herod stretched forth his hand to vex certain of the church because there was a religious persecution going on at this time. Go ahead and read on.
And he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword.
Now he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. These are some of the 12 apostles here that we are reading about. He killed James, the brother of John. Go ahead and read.
And because he saw it pleased the Jews.
And it really pleased the Jews that he did that. You understand what I'm saying? Because the Jews, they was opposed to the 12 disciples. Now, and he saw that it pleased the Jews. Go ahead and read.
He proceeded further to take Peter
Then
also.
he went and took Peter. Go ahead and read.
Then were the days of unleavened bread.
Now, at that time were the days of unleavened bread, and we understand about the days of unleavened bread. In the Old Testament, it was called the 14th day of the first month was the Passover. Then starting on the 15th day of the first month, the very next day is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. But by the time they got to the New Testament, they started to call it all the days of unleavened bread, including the Passover. But now, we understand what we're reading about here. Go ahead and read a little bit more.
Verse 4.
Go ahead and read.
And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people.
Now this Easter here, this ain't talking about the Easter that they celebrate every spring.
Yes, sir.
This is dealing with the Passover here. You will find that this Easter was translated from a word that means Pesach or Passover.
Yes, sir.
But that's why, since I was reading this, I figured I better explain that, because somebody run out of here and say, yeah, Easter's in the Bible. No, this is dealing with the Passover. That's what this is dealing with. We have all kind of proof to show you that. So now, now he done took for Peter, and he intended until, I'm going to say it like it is, after the Passover, to deal with him. Go ahead and read on.
Peter therefore was kept in prison. But prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto God for him.
So now he done locked Peter up. He done killed James, the brother of John, and now that pleased the Jew. So now he done locked Peter up. And he going to deal with him after the days of unleavened bread. Go ahead and read on.
And when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers.
Now he's going to bring him forth, and Peter was sleeping at that time between two souls. You know, they was guarding him real carefully because they was going to make certain he didn't get away.